With conventional Bitcoin exchanges under pressure, we've seen in-person so-called buttonwood exchanges emerge. First in New York City, the ideal of an in-person exchange is powerful and infectious. On Wednesday, the 12th of June, LTB listener Ryan Gold attended the first Los Angeles Buttonwood. He recorded some of the happenings in a brief interview with the organizer of the local event. If you'd like to do something similar, I'd love to discuss it. Email me at adam@letstalkbitcoin.com.
Anyone selling 3 at 108? 3 at 108.
I think you gotta stand up tall and then just...
do those hand signals.
We have a buy order from New York.
Anyone selling 3 at 108? We have an order from New York.
No one's selling. Everyone's checking.
No one's selling.
Do we got some more to log here?
Okay, sending.
Alright, what about $20 worth for the sake of the first transcontinental trade?
Did you say 140?
$20 worth.
Yeah, so he was doing...
Transcontinental, you mean like...
Just wanted to make history here.
Between the two, 0.185. And that was Kirill and WebJoe. So Kirill is the buyer, K-I-R-I-L-L.
Nice.
And what was the price?
He had an ask for 112.
Okay.
And I fulfilled his ask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There are people who could bid and fulfill a bid, and some people fulfill an ask. Yeah, that's right.
Anyone here have Chase Bank?
I do. I run Spelunkin with Craig and David Moon. So this event is actually started by a guy named Josh in New York, and they do Satoshi Square, and they've been doing it maybe 3 or 4 times already, and it just seemed like a lot of fun, and we were kind of jealous that New York had all these meetups and, exchange events, and it was just really exciting to see the app get developed and people coming together to trade coins in person. It was a safe location, didn't feel shady, and we decided to do one here. I think we had more people, way more people selling than buying, and I would say maybe half or a third of the people here had never bought a Bitcoin before and just were curious about it and want to learn more about it. Whereas the difference between this event and the one that we were at last week, the LA Bitcoin group, is that this was more public and accessible, whereas the other one felt like you had to be into Bitcoins already, and maybe it was a little bit more intimidating to people that didn't know anything about it, whereas we were really pushing the newbie-friendly aspect of it. I liked seeing that people are into Bitcoins for lots of different reasons. Yeah, I was basically telling people that it felt like when e-commerce and the web were starting back in, the early 90s, that kind of feel is the same sort of feel that Bitcoin has to me. It is interesting to see all the different ways that people store their Bitcoins and the different ways that people are choosing to send them to each other. Because it is such an awkwardly long chain of numbers that if you don't do it as a QR code, I've seen people using email addresses. And yeah, for the Bitcoin I sold today, it was with the blockchain app. That worked out easier than I thought it would too. I think the event was really successful, and a lot of people came out to something that really is still obscure. Not a lot of people know what Bitcoins are yet. So to see this many people willing to come and, bring cash out to a public location, to a park. This park is new. Nobody even knows it really exists. So all those factors kind of played against us, and despite that we had 35 people. So I think we did pretty good.
If I showed you a website where you could easily purchase electronics from the world's largest distributor with Bitcoins at 0% markup, would you think it was too good to be true? Good news. It's real, and it's at bitcoinstore.com. Choose from 500,000 items, save money over Amazon and Newegg, and convert your Bitcoins to real-world items. You can even buy with privacy. All they need is a shipping address. But don't take my word for it. See for yourself at bitcoinstore.com.
Let's Talk Bitcoin is heard each week by thousands of people who are participating in the new digital economy. Our listener base of Bitcoin owners, miners, investors, technologists, and merchants is growing fast. We offer a limited number of short advertising slots in each show to keep our listeners engaged and to provide maximum impact for our sponsors. If you'd like to talk to us about Let's Talk Bitcoin, send us an email at sponsors@letstalkbitcoin.com.
I'm talking with Jason King. He does homeless outreach and runs a charity that's based on Bitcoin, right, Jason?
Yeah, that would be right.
Tell me more about what you do.
Okay, so I run 2 homeless outreaches. I run Sean's Outpost, which is homeless outreach in Pensacola, Florida, and then I'm also the founder of the Bitcoin Homeless Outreach Center, which is sort of a homeless support center that we're going to have chapters all over the country, not just in Pensacola.
Yeah, and that involves helping people build houses for others. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're we're hiring basically homeless day labor to build homes for the homeless, which does 2 things. It provides a home for a homeless person, but it also gets them someone that has a skill that's been sort of rotting away back into engaging with other people and helping build a home, and you see hope in their eyes when they do it. So it's been a really good process.
Yeah. So how does Bitcoin fit in with all that?
So we're actually a Bitcoin only charity. Like we've only ever we've only ever taken Bitcoin.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool to see a house be constructed from raw materials and know that the only engine that ever pushed that was Bitcoin. So we're very proud of that.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And to date, through Sean's Outpost and BitHawk, we've fed over 6,000 meals to homeless people, and so it's all Bitcoin funded, and the Bitcoin community has been super supportive of us. It's been a lot of fun here, the Bitcoin 2013, lots of good support, lots of good vibe here.
Yeah, that's so outstanding to hear about. I'm really excited about that. But you've encountered some difficulties from the municipality where you are, is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, this Thursday in Pensacola, they're actually going to make it illegal to be homeless in the city of Pensacola.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, well, they're pushing it through what they're calling an anti-camping ordinance, but essentially it makes it illegal to warm yourself if you're sleeping outside. So,
wow.
Yeah, so you have to make the choice to either put a blanket on and not freeze to death or go to jail. Criminalizing, human necessity, it's actually human rights violations, so it's really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, and I remember hearing in Orlando about Food Not Bombs, we were just talking about this off the air, getting arrested for distributing sandwiches in a park.
Yeah, I think we had about 25 people get arrested in that altogether.
Oh my goodness! And you were there, right?
I was part of that organization that was there, and we still go down there and sort of do it guerrilla style and risk prosecution. But
that's really brave of you. Wow.
The ordinances they're passing in Pensacola are actually literally based completely on what was done in Orlando. So if anything, the next step in Pensacola will be to criminalize feeding homeless people too. So just make our entire organization a criminal organization, which is why Bitcoin's important, because if you want to aid and abet a criminal organization, you should be able to do it anonymously. So
yeah, well, it may be the only way you can survive, because I'm sure the legacy banking system would participate in blocking PayPal donations or whatever, if the city asked them to.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I spoke in my panel earlier today, we talked about that a lot, about how that was a huge problem. If anything was ever controversial that you were doing, your funds being frozen, no one can stop you from transacting in Bitcoin. People can stop you from transacting in USD. So
right. Okay, Jason, where can people find you online if they want to get in touch with you or find out more about your organizations?
Okay, so Sean'sOutpost.com or BitHawk, B-I-T.
How do you spell Sean?
S-E-A-N-S, Sean'sOutpost.com, or BitHawk.com, B-I-T-H-O-C.com.
Cool. Thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate talking with you.
Rock on.